Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks, stuff like that I'm using are listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Taurus? Okay. All three? Okay. Well, that's what it is, then that's what it is. Three again. Something with the number 3. Okay. Something with the number 3 keeps popping in. I don't know. I don't know yet if we're gonna get more from that or not, but that's it. You've been doing something on your own for quite a while. Nine of Pentacles. This could be, depends on how it's for you. Could be work, romance, friendships. And when I get with friendships, I'm like on your own for a while. I don't know. There's something here where either you've been planning things all by yourself or getting things together or leading things or something. It could be, if it's romance, maybe you could be in a relationship but feel like you're all by yourself. It could be one of those things. Or you're single. Depends how it works for you. Can we get like a little bit more definition with that? That was like, boom. Very self-sufficient. When the seas haven't been very, excuse me, sir. Thank you. When the seas have been a little rough, I feel like I've just taken the helm and just done what I needed to do. It's just what you needed to do. I don't really feel like there was a choice as much as like the Wheel of Fortune was all over the place, and it's kind of like I can't be depending on somebody else right now. I just got to keep it under control for myself. This has to work out right, and I'm just going to make sure that I have complete control. I don't know why I'm getting this analogy, but I do remember a person, and I think she had like 3 kids, and she had decided that she was not going to get into a relationship with anybody else until the last one was out of high school. Excuse me, sir. I know, I love you too, but come down. Please, thank you. Okay. Sorry, the cat wants what the cat wants. She just made that decision, and that was how she did it. Did she have to do it that way? I don't know. But she did it the way she felt that that's the way it was going to be done, and that's what she did. And, you know, you gotta, in my opinion, you gotta respect, like, when somebody makes up their mind and they're going to do it the way they're going to do it, they're going to do it the way they're going to do it. This is a past influence. That energy, whatever it was, where you did it on your own, is in a point of transition. I feel like you've been making decisions, considering things, wondering if this was a good idea, if that's a good idea. You've been letting yourself think it through. You're used to the way you've been doing it, which is a catch-22. The reason it's a catch-22 is you've been successful and you're comfortable. Doesn't mean it's the most comfortable way to do it, but you're used to it and comfortable with what you know. Could be better, possibly, but I know what I'm dealing with by doing it this way, and I know that I can handle it, and I know the joys I can have the way I've been doing it. It's almost like, do I want to risk it by bringing some other energy into this? It doesn't have to be romance, could be business, friendship, whatever you got going on there. Because it's like I'm not convinced it's worth the change. I'm not convinced it's worth investing in searching it out. You have good cards coming in. So, the first, you making a decision is the big piece. Do I keep doing it the way I've been doing it and just I'm just not going to change, but you have completely that option. You don't have to change. If you don't want to change, you don't have to change. Or am I going to give options a chance? Sir, why right now? Why? Seriously. I know. You have the energy to get a successful connection, whatever you're looking for. You have the energy. Why are we saying energy? Is there something I'm missing here? I don't fear the tower. I don't feel like I'd be trapped with something. I feel like I'd figure it out before anything like that would happen. I don't fear the tower, nor should you. But it's also like, it's not about that. It's about putting in the effort and it not being worth my time. And it's like, I don't see Taurus showing up to waste your time, but you're not going to do that. But is it worth it? Is it worth trying? There's stress here. I feel like I'm at least going to put my toes in the pool, if you will. I'm gonna wade a little bit in and put my toes in the water at least. Toes. I'm literally getting like, I'll put my toes in. That's not very much, but hey, it gives you an idea of what the water feels like, so there's something. And you got success here. It seems like it wants to come forward, and it comes forward fairly easily for you. It doesn't really seem to take a lot to bring something close to you, no matter what category it is. There's an energy here where there's energy where there's a lot of positive energy like out there for you. A lot of positive energy. This is around the situation, the Chariot, the Knight of Cups, the Empress, the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups that you've known before will come back again. Is that part of the problem? You know, you don't forget. You know, like, I feel like red flags you've come across in the past, you're like, not doing that again. It reminds me of people into the bad person, bad boy, bad girl, bad person, whatever you want. It's kind of like you realize after a while, you're like, it's all fun and games until it's not, until you actually get that person. And then you're like, well, it was fun. And now that they're mine, it's not fun anymore. You know when people are attracted to the bad person, bad guy, bad girl, whatever. It's almost, it's enticing until you get them, and then you're like, oh, this, nope, not as good as that, nope. You've learned. So it's almost like I'm just using that analogy. It's kind of like it may have been attractive in the past. It's not attractive now. Whatever it was, you've learned from the red flags in the past. You've corrected certain feelings about things. Kind of like, I used to think that was fun. Not anymore. Not at all. Judgment comes in your favor immediately, which immediately requires work. The Five of Cups comes in not because you're not happy with what's coming towards you, but because it's like, now I feel like I got this boatload of work to figure out what actually fits, what's actually real, what do I actually want, what's authentic here. Not only what can I build from, what do I want to build? It's kind of like looking for a house. I got 5 different ones I could buy, but what one do I actually want? And now I got to invest the time to find out the history of these locations. Like, when was the last time this was done? When was the last time that was done? I have to get somebody in there to inspect the basement, the walls, the roof, even though it may be new. Why is it new? Is there any damage before they corrected the roof that's still lingering within the walls? Like, there's a lot of work I feel like I gotta do to decide which, like, there's 5 different houses, but I have to know what one actually make sense for my life. It may look like, oh, this is a great location, but it's got these issues and the neighbors are cuckoo. This one looks good too, but then this roof has to be repaired, or and like if I look at the basement, even if I repair it, is there just too much damage anyway? All this has to be done. You can do it. If you decide you want to do it, yeah, you can do it. There's going to be this need. That's weird. I don't know if this is. I don't know. Does Taurus normally do this? I don't know. I wasn't thinking of this as a Taurus thing. Where am I needed the most? Something attracting you, that where you feel like you're needed the most. Is that normal? Be careful of that. That's for this next phase. I don't know if that's normal. If I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. But like going where I feel like, well, this is where I'm going to make the most effect. People need me here. I can make the most difference here. I can make the most impact here. I can make, like, people will see me and understand that I made this better. Something like that. And that I brought the beauty into this situation. Something like that. I keep feeling that. So I never, it's not a way that I really equated to Taurus, but it would make sense. Like having that notoriety, leading it forward, creating it, and making it what you want it to be, and like saying, okay, this needs me the most and I can do the most here. I know what to do and I can make this happen. I want to do this. Is that a thing for Taurus? Like, be careful of that. I keep getting like something like, something not working out right, getting something unstuck, putting something back where the way it's supposed to be. Like, this isn't right, but if I take it on, it will be right, so I can correct this situation. I can be the hero. Does that make sense? You don't have to do that. So if I'm off with that, don't worry about it. Because I'm not really caring for that energy. There's another version here. Okay. Because not all these, there's going to be, even though there's 5, none of them are going to be perfect. Not one of them. They're all going to need something. It's just kind of like what works the most for you. What makes the most sense? Looking back at where you've been versus where you want to be, where do you want to be? Like, you don't want to repeat where you've been. You don't need to. You've already gone through things you've already been through. Like, you don't need to do repeats. We don't have to go through the same, it's almost like you lived through the 80s. You don't need to live through the 80s again, or whatever decade. You don't need to do that again. Which one brings you where you want to be? Where you actually, like, if you look at, like, in 10 years from now, which one of these, like, I'm going to be enjoying myself and they're going to be doing their fair share. You don't want to be the one doing all the work. You want to be sharing the work. Granted, you want people to listen to you and create what you want to create, but you don't want something where you constantly have to be the one tending after everything. You want something where the other side will self-activate and realize that needs to get done, just do it. It's kind of like, when you're living with somebody and maybe there's some dishes that need to be finished. You don't have to tell them, like, hey, some of your guests left some dishes, can you do those? You want them to walk in there and go, oh, some of my guests left these dishes, I'll just do them. Or some of the guests we had left some dishes, I'm just going to do them. They're not going to, like, walk away and make you do them or make you say something. Does that make sense? It's just an analogy. It's something where maybe there's some direction needed. Maybe there is, but it's direction that will actually prove to hold water over time. It will actually work over time. It's not like I have to constantly remind people, I told you this 50 times, I guess I have to tell you 50 more. We don't want that. We can learn, progress, and then they hold on to the lessons they learned and work with those lessons. It's something I want to communicate with. I want to test it. Whatever it is, I don't feel bad about that, because it's the only way you're going to know if something actually works or not. Like, I don't know what to say about that. It's not meant as a mean thing, but sometimes you have to test the situation or even people to see what they're really going to be like in the long run. This is what helps you make a better decision. Are they somebody who's going to sit down and just let it be, or are they going to stand up and take care of it on their own? If you tell them once, are they going to realize that you need that for every time it's there and they should actually self-actuate after that? Or is it somebody you have to feel like you're babysitting? Whatever the situation is, be it work, personal, whatever. I don't feel like you want to babysit somebody. I mean, I really don't. Like, do you? I don't think you do. So it's like, you know, those babysit people. Yeah, I feel like y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't think I really have to go down that road. But you know, when you have to babysit somebody, you have to constantly tell them what to do. I don't know. I don't feel like that's what you're looking for. But you gotta do what's right for you. What's gonna take you to a place of peace where you don't feel like you have to babysit the situation? I feel like that's something that will make you a lot happier. That's what they're saying. Don't. You decide what's right for you. You have the version where you could go and where you feel like you have to constantly take care of it, constantly take care of it, constantly take care of it. Or you have the other side where it self-actuates on its own, at least to a point where you can have your moments of peace. What works? What sounds better to you? You go the direction you feel is right. That's what we're going to do with that. Because there's a lot of possibilities. If it's a situation where you feel like you constantly have to clean up after it, constantly tend to it, constantly remind, constantly say, do this, you're not going to be able to get all these possibilities. If it self-actuates and it takes care of itself to a point, there's a lot of stability coming from that, but there's a lot more opportunities too. So if it's the one where you're okay tending after it constantly, it'll be secure, but this won't exist. Then you'll have a lot more happiness, a lot more opportunities coming forward if the situation self-actuates on itself, or on its own, or at least you can train it to do so. Again, where do you want to be in like 10 years? Where do you want to see this going? And like make the choice that seems to back that up. I think we're good. I'm going to shut that down there. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.